That's it. Better is the new champion.
A fitting way to end it.
Tennis had entered a new millennium, but there were some familiar names that took the stage for the men's semi-finals at Australian Open 2000. Five-time Grand Slam champion Andre Agassi met 12-time major champ Pete Sampras in an all-American battle.
The crowd can hear them now. They quieten down. They're ready for a big one.
We joined the action in the second set with Sampras up a break, but trailing a set to love.
And comes in behind a pretty good serve. But Andre says, I'm not a bad returner either.
What a marvellous return from Andre Agassi. And Sampras had to be his brilliant best at the net, but have a look at this return. It was low, and Sampras chipped it up, and he was always going to be in trouble after that.
And a big second serve. He just goes for them. Nerves of steel.
Oh, lost another one. Lost 3 points on first serve.
He hasn't lost them. He's had them stolen off him, taken away from the best returner in the game.
Thank you. 13, 14.
Well, this has really lifted. This is great now. 197 Ks. Andre grimaces. He knew he had a chance. Not your fault. That serve isn't coming back from anybody. 30-40. Still one break point down. Game point again. It's cramped him up, and he'll put that away. Well done, Pete Sampras. Consolidates. And is out to 4-1 in the second. Well, took the pace off that one to make sure he got it in. Still came to the net. And you're really, more often than not, going to leave yourself as a sitting duck against Agassi. Just like that. Oh. And a big shot from Andre to go to love 40.
Well, you said in the last game he was down 15-40 and served his way out of it. And Andre was at love 40 in the first set and served his way out of it. Let's see Pete do it now.
That was a better serve. A better volley needed to be. His main task is to get the return down quickly. If he can do that and get another look at one, he'll have the break back. Too big a serve there. And another big one from Sampras. It's back to juice. Both these players, when they look down and out on serve, have certainly played like it, I suppose, to offer the break point opportunities, but can they lift? And no one can lift like Pete Sampras on serve when he's in trouble. Sampras now looking for a 5-2 lead. He'll have it. It took a little bit longer than we thought. Andre doesn't leave anything to chance. He'll have a go at everything. He did well, but Sampras has held from love 40 down. It's 5-2 in the second.
He's been struggling on serve a little bit in the last couple of games. 15 love. In fact, a lot at love 40 in the last game.
Well, that was just in.
That first volley then from Sampras, so important, and he had Andre rocketing a return back at him, and there's the control that he showed. Got it deep, and then he had the second one covered. Look at that. Not many players have been able to get away with drop shots during this tournament. And the crowd having a mobile phone on there. Well, that brings up 3 set points. And we have got a 4-set, possibly a 5-set match on our hands. You would think now.
The ball comes back from the crowd. Light relief, but these two deadly serious. Yeah, I think Andre was really going to have a smack at that no matter where it was. He was probably always going to net it. So Pete Sampras takes the first set. The second set, the first set took half an hour, so did the second. It's 1-1.
The third set became a real arm wrestle. We rejoined the action in the 12th game with Agassi threatening to break the Sampras serve.
Oh,
just the one. That was a big point.
well, I think that's the third time, at least in this game, that he's made Pete hit a half volley. And if you do hit a half volley, it's obviously going to be harder to get the ball exactly where you want it, and it's going to pop up.
Broken just once. He's offered 8 break point opportunities. This is number 9. And he saved it.
6-4, 3-6, 6-5 to Agassi in this set, and now deuce.
It's called out, is it? Well, here we go. The crowd on their feet almost. What a point. Just again forced to half volley. The overhead, Agassi was there.
Yeah, I think...
And that was tough.
Pete's biggest problem there is overhead. And it's easy to say now, but Agassi guessed it. He guessed it in advance.
Set point. Number 2. And he saves it again.
Well, I don't mean to be biased either way, but let's hope this goes to a tiebreak in this set, because the tension will be... It's already unbelievable. It'll be even bigger then. Well, I thought it was a loose volley from Sampras. And his volleying and half volleying in this game has never been under more pressure. Oh!
Where do the winners end? Coming off the racket of Andre Agassi.
Well, it's a privilege to be here tonight.
Reverse angle. Oh, the backhand is superb. Well, Andre, not much you can do about that one. This has been the case. You've got to string 2 points together to get out of this game. Game point to Sampras.
Got it.
And he does it this time. It was a battle as much as this match has been. But he's hung in. After dropping the first set, Sampras took the second, 6-3, and has somehow forced this third into a tiebreak.
Well, we talked all night about the guide by the total points statistic, and at the moment it's 87 points each. There's the tiebreak records in 1999. Agassi 13-9, Sampras better at 17-6.
Well, it's Pete's turn. Let's go from the back of the court. Not many of his winners have come from there, although we've just started to see a couple. Patiently, just waiting for an angle, and it come on the forehand. That's his biggest weapon of the two. Forehand winners 7, backhand winners none, say the statistics. And is that out? Yes, it is. Gee, it was close. Andre, look at that face as he looks up to Rudy Berger saying, please. You sure? Have a look at it in the reverse angle. You can't really see it. It did look a little bit out.
Yeah, I think
hanging
it was
right over the
wide.
top of it. He certainly was happy to see it called out. So 2-love. 3-love with a big serve to Sampras. This is what he's been able to do all night. He's been in trouble. He's turned it round. And now pressure's on Andre.
Well,
look at him right over that.
These two players have played in just 8 tie breaks in all their time, which is quite amazing. And would you believe it? 4-all.
And there's some real pressure now, or some real problems for Andre Agassi, who twice thought he had the third set.
Thank you.
Well, running out of superlatives for these two. It's not one, it's the other. That is magnificent. And 5-love.
Chance for him to serve out the third set now, Sampras.
And you can bet that he'll keep going for the serve no matter how many goes he gets from here in the tiebreak. A 5-love lead, I think it's safe to say, is enough to get him home. Went for the placement, and that did him. Andre sends it out, and out of nowhere, that tiebreak. 7-love, would you believe, to Pete Sampras, and he now takes a 2-set-to-1 lead.
The fourth set was almost a carbon copy of the third. We rejoin the action with Agassi serving to stay alive.
Andre cannot afford to be off at all here.
Starts well. Pete has returned just slightly better in this set than he has for the match, and that's probably the most significant change in this set.
Overall, Agassi hasn't heard it yet, or has he? He certainly hasn't. No, I don't think he heard it.
Clearly long. Serve was clearly long.
Rudy Berger and Andre Agassi toe-to-toe. Let's have a listen.
You're saying it was behind Cyclops? No, not behind Cyclops, but it's clearly long. I don't know why it didn't be. It's clearly long. So you overruled the machine right there? It was clearly long, the ball.
Interesting point from Andre, saying it was clearly behind Cyclops, which is right on the line and measures either side by some way. Gee, that's a big overrule.
I'll eat hats if that was clearly long.
Andre holding himself together. You've got to applaud that, no matter who you break for. No wonder we both rushed to give him a pat on the back there. You like to see that.
It's always hard to come up with the goods after a key moment, a point of dispute particularly. Oh,
yes.
What a point. Those backhands from Pete Sampras had to be seen to be believed.
Oh, wanted that to go 30-all. Instead, it's 40-15.
Tie break, here we come.
Here we go. Bring it on. That's called good. No overrule this time. Come on, Steffi, get excited. You're the only person in the building who can't smile. Stand up and applaud. This is tremendous tennis. Sampras now. He took the last tie break. 7 points to love. Here he is on serve. Was a big serve, was a better return, and Andre set himself up. And he passes at the net. Agassi now 1-love. This is sensational.
Well, I'm just nervous watching this.
How do you call this? You just want to turn the mics off and let everybody watch. Perhaps they want to too.
I was going
It'll be a struggle.
to suggest that might be a bad option. Let the tennis tell the story.
We'll try and take you through it, but it's just so hard not to get emotionally involved and caught up in a game like this when you're seeing it live. Oh, the off forehand is a gem. That had him cold. Does he jump? Whoa, I'll tell you what, Andre had to jump.
It was a great scramble from Agassi there, staying the point, but Pete was the king. He had it in control and he got kicked it as high as he could. And look at Andre go.
I don't care who wins this and who wins the other semi between Kafelnikov and Magnus Norman. This is the match of the tournament. Well worthy of being the final. I so wish it was.
Well, I think the crowd now willing Agassi to win this tie break.
What's a ripper?
That was the shot of the match.
Absolute concentration on his face. Have a look at it again. We will be quiet. Watch this. What can you say? There's no way to describe that. You saw it. You see the scoreline now.
It's as good as it gets, this.
It was a big serve too, even to get himself in any sort of position. 4-3.
Oh, he's got
That's out. Well, what a great return. He jumped in even earlier than normal, picked the right way, Agassi, and smashed it back.
Well, the net cord certainly got him back into the point. Made it difficult for Sampras as he approached. 4 points all. We promise you we will try our hardest to be quiet here.
Agassi to serve, 4-5. You can see it. 200K.
Well, it was big, wasn't it? 5 points all.
Listen to the crowd.
And this set now for either player, 2 points away. If Pete can break this point here, he will be serving for the match. Oh!
It was never going over.
Well,
come on, Steffi, get involved, girl.
Give us a smile, Steffi.
I think she wants to go home. Well, she can. No one else is moving. This is amazing.
Yes!
That'll do it. He's pumped. What a match. He's not the only one. The crowd stand as one. Don't worry, Pete. There's plenty more to come, says Andre. But he'll be able to respond. There's no doubt about that.
It would take a fifth set to determine who would advance to the final. We rejoin the action with Agassi up a break in the sixth game.
Agassi in the last Sampras service game, I'm not saying at all that he wasn't trying to break you, but he wasn't overexerting himself. He's steeling himself, particularly for his service games. Having said that, if the opportunity presents itself, certainly take it, and he'd love to sit down at 5-1 and serve out the match.
That's a big return, isn't it? How many times has Pete been caught a step short of being in a position to make a volley, albeit a shoestring volley. He can't even get to there so often. Watch that.
Thank you.
Look at it. And it's so hard to control.
Oh dear, that is a big, big volley error. Good return down at the feet, out wide a little bit, allowed Sampras to reach out to it. But the angle was what did him, and he tried to, oh, it's too much for Steffi. She doesn't even want to hear it.
Well,
2 break points. This is, if he can get one of these two, the match is just about his.
now, break points won. They're hard to find. He'll have a big second serve here. Volley again. He's got him. He's got him. He's got him with the strength of the return. It's what we thought would be Agassi's best hope, and it certainly has been. He's stayed back. He's been patient, and he's only needed a couple of chances. In that game, took plenty for the match to crack it. And what a time for ace number 12. It follows immediately. The man is playing great tennis. If you've backed him to win the tournament, line up now. He cannot be beaten. 30-15 with ace number 13. Friends in the crowd are split, but no matter which way you've barracked, which way you've gone, everybody will stand and applaud this. It's not over yet.
Clever point that from Sampras. He knows that even though Andre is only a couple of points away from the match, it'll still be tough for him to close each point out now. And he just took the pace off there. Kept in the rally. So it's 30 all. Well, it was a great serve. And there it was, the pressure. That was the pressure that did that, nothing else. Not the return.
The break point. He started this game with a double fault.
Thank you.
Then went ace-ace. And Sampras. Now that was an unforced error.
It was a tired-looking shot, wasn't it? Probably the first in these last couple of games. Steffi
They're a bit cold out there, Anthony.
has a smile. First real signs of Sampras tiring. He must be both exhausted. Here it is.
He likes him being at the other end of the court, but perhaps doesn't like the scoreline. Andre Agassi now with match point. Almost just 5 minutes short of 3 hours. Need to do it on a second serve if he's to do it here. He has, as the Sampras backhand goes wide. Andre Agassi wins a classic semi-final against Pete Sampras, 6-1 in the 5th set. Cameras are going off everywhere. Brad Gilbert and Steffi Graf, there's Gil, the big bodyguard. He's played his part too, pumping them up. And look at Andre as he walks towards the coach's box. That was ticker, says Brad. And he salutes the crowd. No sign of the showman tonight, only the champion tennis player. How good was that man tonight? And spare a thought for his opponent, Pete Sampras. He didn't play too bad either. Fell away with 2 breaks in the 5th set, and that's what makes the scoreline 6-1, but that was an absolute classic, Hutto.